Level 1. The Chinpira. You're 16 years old, standing outside a pachinko parlor in Kobe. You've been sleeping in the back of a friend's car for 3 weeks. A man in a tailored suit stops in front of you. He doesn't ask your name. He says, "You want to eat?" You say yes. He takes you inside. You eat. He explains the job while you chew. You run errands. You carry messages. You stand where you're told to stand and you look like you belong there. He tells you the name of the family. You've heard it before. Everyone in Kobe has. He hands you a phone number. Call this at 7 tomorrow morning. You call. That's how it starts. Your first month you make 50,000 yen, plus meals. The men at the office feed you 3 times a day. You run envelopes across town. You wait outside buildings for hours without being told why. You carry boxes you're not allowed to open. Then one afternoon, an older member named Tatsu hands you an address. There's a shopkeeper who owes money. Go remind him. You go. You say the family's name. The shopkeeper looks at you. You're a child in a cheap jacket, and he spits on the floor at your feet. Your stomach drops. You don't know what to do. You leave. You walk around the block 4 times. You go back in. You set your hands on his counter. You say the name again, slower this time, and you tell him Tatsu is coming personally if he doesn't. He pays. You walk out. Across the street, Tatsu is leaning against a wall watching. He nods once. You don't know it yet, but that nod just changed your life. Level 2. The Sakazuki. You've been running for a year. Tatsu has been watching. He calls you into his office. He says you've been reliable. He says the family has noticed. He asks if you want to become a member. You say yes before he finishes the sentence. The ceremony happens on a Sunday morning. The chapter house is quiet. Men you've only seen from across rooms are seated in formal rows. Tatsu sits across from you at a low table. A mediator, an older man with silver hair and a dragon climbing his neck, pours sake into 2 small cups. He explains the terms. You will follow the code. You will never betray the family. You will never involve civilians without necessity. You will keep the family secrets with your life. If you violate these terms, you will answer with your life. Tatsu drinks first. You drink. The cup is small. The ceremony is everything. He is your oyabun now, your parent, your boss, your obligation. You are his kobun, his child, his soldier, his responsibility. That bond is not metaphor. It is contract. It is permanent. 3 days later, you sit in the back room of a studio in Kitano. A man with no expression and needles that cost more than your monthly wage begins the tattoo. Tebori, hand-poked, traditional. The pain is slow and deep and constant. The dragon begins at the base of your spine. It will take 6 months to finish. You come back every 2 weeks. You never make a sound during a session. That's not a rule anyone stated. It's something you understood the moment you sat down. By the time the dragon reaches your shoulder blades, you understand what you are. You are not a boy anymore. You belong to something. For the first time in your life, that feels like everything. Level 3. The Wakashu. You're 20. You have a business card now. It says Miyamoto Collections Agency, Senior Collections Manager. The agency is registered with the Kobe city government. You have an office with a glass door and a receptionist who knows exactly who signs her checks and never asks questions. Half your clients are legitimate, businesses that can't get their money back, people who lent to neighbors and now regret it. You handle those cleanly. Phone calls, letters, visits, professional, documented. The other half of your clients are not in the paperwork. Those you handle differently, but always quietly. The business runs clean on the surface, and that surface is all that matters. You make 200,000 yen a month. You rent a small apartment. You buy your first suit that fits. Tatsu calls you in on a Thursday. A loan shark named Daichi operates under the family's protection. He pays a monthly fee for that protection. The fee is fixed. Tatsu gives you the receipts. You go audit Daichi's records. You spend 6 hours with his ledgers in a back room above a noodle shop. The numbers don't match. He's been skimming. Not much, 30,000 yen a month, but 8 months, and the insult is worse than the amount. You report back to Tatsu. He listens. He says, handle it quietly. You take 2 men with you. You explain to Daichi what you found. He denies it. You show him the ledger. He goes pale. You tell him what quietly means. Daichi puts his hand on the table, and a man beside you produces a small blade. You watch. You don't look away. Tatsu is not in the room, but you know somehow he'll know whether you looked away. You don't. 2 fingers. Clean. Daichi pays the full amount the next day with interest. He never skims again. You drive home and eat dinner and watch television. That's the whole thing. That's who you are now.